Today we will look at what is a significant impact of the Australian budget of 2021 to 22 on Australia and its investment migration community. First, some scene setting. The Australian economy is having a mixed experience on the basis of a lack of international travel and commerce associated with COVID-19. International trade flows have been challenged, and this has been both good and bad for Australia. Iron ore is currently trading at US dollars 230 a tonne, up from 70 only 2 years ago. And coking coal is back around US dollars 120 a tonne. Australia's third largest industry, international education, and its cousin, international tourism, have been badly hurt and many doors are closed. As Australia now deals with a population that has lived with the spread of COVID-19, not the spread of the disease itself, but the management of it. Australia, by world standards, has been largely isolated and insulated from COVID-19. We worry about outbreaks of 10 to 20 people, which by world standards is really nothing. The Australian government has continued its Keynesian response and is trying to spend its way to maintain high employment. Global interest rates are low, and given Australia's AAA credit rating, it has been able to borrow both domestically and internationally. And so, in real terms, our economy is doing well. The May budget saw the Australian Treasurer, Josh Frydenberg, deliver the Australian government's budget for 2021 to 22. This is only 7 months after our last budget, which was delayed as the Australian government tried to understand the impact of COVID-19 on the economy. Many commentators see this budget as one for Middle Australia, and it expects that the Morrison government will call an early election, probably on the 9th of October 2021, as has already given the constituency of Middle Australia many gifts. Politically, the economically conservative Liberal and National Party coalition has seized the middle ground, leaving the Australian Labor Party, the major opposition, with very little room to move. For our client base, there are 10 key points out of the budget. Firstly, there's something for everybody in Australia in this pre-election budget. Business got $20.7 billion of tax incentives. Skills and training got $2.7 billion. Middle Australia got $7.8 billion in tax cuts. Women and children got $3.4 billion on additional expenditure. The disability sector got $13.4 billion and aged care got $17.7 billion. All of these are job creating and are benefits to Middle Australia. The second major platform of the budget has been to maintain migration at 160,000. This is a ceiling, not a target. However, what we have seen is a continuation of substantial numbers being made available for investment migrants and business migrants. Clearly, the government is looking for them to provide economic stimulus and job creation. Third, reflecting the fact that we have a shortage of labour, foreign students are now able to work 40 hours a week and even more if they work in hospitality, tourism or agriculture. Fourth, there is a clear recognition that the economy is still suffering from COVID-19 and that the national government will need to assist if required. Fifth, Big spending infrastructure projects committed to 7 months ago have kicked in. Jobs are being created, industry is being stimulated, and it is definitely an at-home project. So they're demanding steel, concrete and things which are all manufactured in Australia. 6, biotech and medtech have now only going to pay 17% on patent income. 7, energy policy has now seen the government invest directly in gas-fired power plants, give tax concessions, and have technology investment grants across the energy sector. 8, defence spending on capital items continues to grow. With the exception of aircraft, nearly all this material is manufactured and maintained in Australia. 9, jobs have been created not just by infrastructure, but by the subsidy of 170,000 apprenticeships over 7 years. And 10, the government is investing directly in green energy, hydrogen, storage and gas. There's clearly a message in this budget that Australia needs and wants entrepreneurs to come and invest and create businesses in Australia. It's a welcoming environment. There are tax concessions, there are investment grants, and wages are not moving. What Australia wants to see as its growth story is the smart jobs of the future and to export technology, not bricks. The second message is Fortress Australia. We cannot, in the long term, close our doors to the rest of the world, but what we want to do for the short term is fund our growth domestically. So what were the key financial drivers? The continuation of the instant asset write-offs test. Students and their partners get to work increased hours. And there's an extension of all technology grants. At Projects RH, we work with a lot of small companies involved in technology and the creation of jobs via investment visa applicants. There is something in the budget for them, each and every one of them. What we're seeing is that businesses and investment visa applicants are continuing to grow, and the government is welcoming this. Students and their partners are being encouraged to stay and can continue to work up to 40 hours a week, as Australia needs the workers. What is particularly attractive at the moment is that offshore applicants for business and investment visas can come to Australia now and bring with them their families. Yes, they do need to do quarantine, but it's in hotels. They are welcome and they are coming to stay. There are considerable incentives also for the tech sector, including new sandbox rules which protect their patent income. What we are seeing is considerable improvement in the performance of the tech sector as its valuations improve, and it now is growing at a rate of 52% per annum. Phenomenal. Australia seems not to worry about losing its AAA credit status. It is only one of 9 countries with it. But I would think anyone looking at how the money is being spent would consider it is wise, and that Australia does have the capacity to pay it back. What we at Projects RH believe is we're clearly seeing an election budget, and that Saturday the 9th of October is looking good as the election date. Australia is welcoming investment migrants, and I think everything in this budget suggests that business and investment migrants should be knocking on the door. My name is Paul Raftery. I'm a director with Projects RH based in Sydney. Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye for now.